Hello and hi everyone. A very warm welcome to all. I'm Anshu from Kerala Blockchain Academy, and it's my privilege to host a two-day free blockchain bootcamp for women in celebration to the International Women's Day 2021. The event is organized by Kerala Blockchain Academy in collaboration with the Kerala University of Digital Sciences, Innovation and Technology. It's an initiative of the KBA Women Connect, seeking the empowerment of women to get into the blockchain technology and become leaders. So once again, a warm welcome to all. Until recently, the number of women in the technology-related fields has been dramatically lower when compared to the men, but doesn't mean that it will stay this way. Today, women are making a big impact in the blockchain space and are also forging a path for different women to get involved into. Being a disruptive technology, the blockchain will impact many industries in the coming years, and certainly women will have a considerable role to play in the blockchain space. So precisely why this trend is very important, we have to come up with a strong agenda over the emergence of the female thought leaders in the blockchain, and it must be encouraged. So with that being said, I welcome the first thought leader of the day, Dr.Jane Thomason. Dr. Jane Thomason is an award-winning author, a futurist, technology transformation leader, and an entrepreneur. She's a well-known keynote speaker who appears regularly at the blockchain and technology conferences to address the people about the benefits of using the blockchain when it comes to the social issues. She's a section editor at the Frontiers in Blockchain, industry associate with UCL Center for Blockchain London, co-founder of British Blockchain, and Frontier Technology Association. She's also one of the advisors of Kerala Blockchain Academy. On behalf of KBA and KBA Women Connect, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Jane for joining us today. So with no further ado, over to you, Dr. Jane. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and it's really a pleasure to be here. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for allowing me to join your bootcamp. I'm really excited to be here, partly because I think that a lot of the things that KBA does are really terrific, and it's just very symbolic that on International Women's Day, which is today, you're starting your bootcamp. So I want to say some words, hopefully, that are going to inspire you in your blockchain careers and in your lives generally, and give you confidence of the importance that women have in the global economy, in the role that we need to play on this day when women all around the world are celebrating women. And the slogan for today's International Women's Day is #ChooseToChallenge. So what I'd like you to think about over the time of the boot camp and afterwards is, where's your opportunity to challenge, to be able to empower yourselves and empower other women to be able to contribute to the global economy. The title of my presentation today is called Invest in Women, How to Add $12 Trillion to the Global Economy. And I don't know if you've heard of the term, the female economy, but this is something that's getting very popular these days, and you'll sometimes hear it called the she economy. And the reason for that is that women actually control about $20 trillion of annual consumer spending. So women make the decisions about how $20 trillion is spent all around the world. In this case, then, women represent a growth market that's bigger than the whole of China and India combined. Think about that. That is huge. And McKinsey Global Institute actually did a study that found if we could have women participating in the economy at the same rate as men, that $12 trillion could be added to global GDP by 2025 by advancing women's equality. So what I want to say to you today is that investing in women is investing for a sustainable future for the world. So when I say investing in women, what do I mean? I mean investing in businesses that benefit women and investing in businesses owned or led by women, because it makes good economic sense to do that. And for those of you who are here at the bootcamp, maybe thinking about doing your own business, then let my words give you some confidence that you're making the right choice. So why would you invest in women-owned and led businesses? The reason is there's a lot of data and evidence that this is smart economics. So firstly, private technology companies led by women are more capital efficient, achieving a 35% higher return on investment, and when venture backed, 12% higher revenue than startups run by men. Second, women-founded companies in first-round capital's portfolio outperformed companies founded by men by 63%. And in a study of over 350 startups, Mass Challenge and BCG determined that businesses founded by women deliver higher revenue, more than 2 times as much per dollar invested, than those founded by men. And yet there's more. Companies with strong women leadership generated I did that one. I'm going on to, that's where I was up to. Okay, generated a return on, on equity of 10.1% a year versus 7.4% without strong women leadership. And Alison Rose of NatWest issued a report that estimates the UK economy could see a 250 billion boost over the next 10 years if female entrepreneurship were to be embraced at the same rate as male entrepreneurship. And Fortune 500 companies with at least 3 female directors have seen their return on invested capital increase by 66%. Their return on sales increased by 42%, and their return on equity increased by at least 53%. So there's strong arguments for why investing in women-led businesses makes good economic sense. The second part of this is investing in businesses that benefit women. And the OECD did some work on this, and these are some of the points that they made. So first of all, invest in women's economic participation, get women into the economy, because women typically invest a higher proportion of their earnings in their families and communities than men. But to be able to do this, they need access to the full range of credit, banking, and financial services and facilities essential to more fully develop their assets, their land, and their businesses. So while you're thinking about what you can do at this bootcamp, think of some of these kinds of businesses. The second one is education, because with even only a few years of primary education, women have better economic prospects, fewer and healthier children, and better chances of sending their own children to school. Women on global average have fewer digital skills and are less likely to own mobile phones. And GSMA has estimated there's 1.1 billion unconnected women in low and middle income economies in Asia and the Pacific. So we've got to get women connected, and we've got to get them the training in science, technology, and mathematics that will equip them to be able to participate in the economy in the automation age. Healthcare is a really important area that will benefit women. So invest in quality education and reproductive health. We've all learned from the pandemic how important remote delivery of healthcare is. And in India, you have an example of a program that uses a mobile application that assists women to become health entrepreneurs by delivering antenatal and infancy care. This is a great example. Another pandemic example is medical supply chains and provenance, because at the beginning of the pandemic, there was a lot of problem all around the world with fake personal protective equipment. And generally speaking, making sure that we get quality medicines to poor women in a timely manner is critical to their success. And fake drugs can be a major issue in emerging markets where there's lack of regulation and certification. And this is really a place that blockchain can be brought to the fore. Invest in women's leadership. Women are the agents of change. in their families and their communities and countries, and increasing the voice and participation of women in politics and public life is essential for advancing issues of importance to women on national agendas, which benefits both women and men. The absolute opportunity here is the opportunity to connect women digitally, whether it's connecting their voice, like this 2017 Women's Digital Literacy study in Indonesia that showed teaching women how to create content and share information on digital media opened up opportunities for economic and professional growth. And in Kenya, the introduction of M-Pesa, a mobile banking system, revolutionised women's access to financial institutions and participation in the economy. So leading digitally is so important to engaging women in the economy. Technology is the key. Technology is the key to getting women in the economy. Technology is also important to keeping women safe. So a number of India's IT and business process outsourcing firms provide safe transport for women employees using vehicles with tracking devices, for example. Digital solutions such as mobile packages targeting women, apps designed for female entrepreneurs, and mobile-based emergency service for female victims of violence can reduce gender-based barriers. And a critical element to all of this, and again, this is something where blockchain can play a role, is digital identity. Without identity, women and children are exposed to human rights abuses and crimes. And over 70% of all trafficking victims are women and children, and technology can help us combat this. So having said that, how do we build the female economy? Firstly, we need to foster an environment which allows women entrepreneurs to easily identify and establish connections with finance, legal support, suppliers and distributors, and most importantly, markets. This is critical to the success of their ventures and growth in the economy. Secondly, creating that growth and economic opportunity, because women entrepreneurs are change makers in society and inspire others to be self-reliant and take up entrepreneurship. Women in emerging markets invest 90 cents of every additional dollar of income into their family's education, health, and nutrition, and that's compared to 30 to 40% for men. Women farmers produce 60 to 80% of the food in developing countries, and women own 60% of all global micro enterprises. So educate these women about finance to help them grow their assets, get them access to loans, and empower them through microfinance and small business lending. And we need actions to increase the supply of women entrepreneurs, and capital needs to be rapid and consistent and widespread, especially amongst poor women. Improving access to technology. Mobile technology has revolutionised the lives of people all around the world. 70% of the planet has access to mobile technology. But still, the proportion of women using the internet globally is still lower compared with men. And we need an effort to ensure that women and girls around the world have the access and the skills to take part in the digital economy. So we need to build that digital capability. We need programs that drive technology education and make coding ubiquitous and a language that all children learn from the start of their education. Schools should integrate analytical thinking, digital technologies and coding into their curricula from the first day children start school. This will help overcome gender bias as it's part of the core curriculum, ensuring that all girls learn it. We also need to create new stereotypes and role models for women in tech who are smart and managing both technology and motherhood. We need to find female tech entrepreneurs across the globe and profile them and use them to mentor younger women so younger women know that this is possible. Finally, using technology to shape social attitudes. In some countries, social attitudes are against women being involved in technology, against women being involved in economic activity. But we can counter that with technological platforms to empower and encourage women. We can use successful female entrepreneurs to be role models, and we can use their network and community to develop a global effort to create a digital influencing strategy as a driver of women's entrepreneurship. And in India, as in some other countries of the world, where you have almost 200 million illiterate people, voice activation for reach is key, especially those impacted by digital exclusion and poor literacy. Voice activation can have a profound effect. So all content in the future, you should be thinking about working with voice activation to get the maximum reach. So what is my International Women's Day message for you? Embrace technology. It is your future. We have to create the enabling environment for women to work in technology. It's actually a great idea for women because it allows flexible working hours and arrangements. And we need to help women and girls across the world to create their own future. We need to think less about what others think and more about what we can do. Individually and collectively, we will succeed. Technology innovation is how we can change the world, create new and better things, and solve complex problems. It's about breaking the rules and creating new rules. We are half the global economy. When women and girls are empowered with technology, the whole world benefits. And for all of you who are attending this boot camp, I wish you well. I hope you have tremendous success, and I hope that this is the first step in finding your career in blockchain and technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jane. That was really a splendid and insightful session. You helped us know how technology can be a key in building the women economy and helping them stay safe.
I just want to tell you that women all around the world are holding hands with you today and lifting you up, and we're all celebrating each other, and I wish you every success in this boot camp.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, we have a question. One second. What would you say to the women entrepreneurs who are starting their journey? What will be your message to them?
Look, I think the thing to say to all entrepreneurs is just get out and do it. Just have a go. One of the things that we know with startups is often they don't succeed on your first attempt. But if you're not out there trying, then you're never going to succeed. And don't think being a woman or being a man, just think about your idea and how you can build your idea and be persistent and be resilient as you take that idea forward. And one more thing I'm just going to say is when you're starting out, we all have fears. You know, you might look at successful people and feel like they were always successful. That's not true. All of us started somewhere one day, and we all had fears, fear of failure, fear of what people would say about us, fear of looking stupid. But you have to overcome those fears, and you have to have a strength of purpose. So just believe in yourself and understand that if you've got uncertainty, everyone else does too. So just keep on going.
We have a question. Ma'am, do you think the treats are more than the benefits of the technology for women? It's a question from Yaman Kasturi. The question is, should I repeat the question?
You think that, I see it. Yeah, okay. This is an interesting question. So my view is that technology is neutral. Technology is a tool. The issue about the threats and the benefit are how people choose to use the technology. And so what I say to you and what I say to everyone who's thinking about it is we need to get together to harness the technology so that it's used for the right purposes, for the purposes that benefit humanity. And that means that we need to get involved in ensuring that we think about ethics when we build technology, Before we build algorithms, we think about what those algorithms are doing. Before we build blockchain platforms, we think about unintended consequences of those platforms, because any technology can be used for good or for bad. And I think that for those of us who are building and for those of us who are thinking about policy, it's up to us to look for the ethical uses of technology and how it can help people and put those kinds of technology in place. At the same time, there are always bad actors. There always have been, there always will be. We'll have cyber threats, we'll have people who are scamming people with their digital currencies, and we'll have, bad actors who are using surveillance technology for the wrong purpose. We and our governments need to look out for that, and we need to protect against those dangers. But all in all, we can't avoid this. We live in a digital world already. Data is collected on us by our mobile phones every day. Every day we get deeper and deeper into it, and every day we create more data points. And so what we need to do is say, how do we embrace this, and how do we make it build a better world for all?
Thanks, Jane. There's one more question. As an entrepreneur, it is very difficult for me to find a balance between the family and work. How to find that balance, especially if I feel my kid is often being ignored by my work?
Yeah, that's always difficult. And I think one of the challenges that we all face when we're working and we have a family and we're trying to juggle to make sure that we give enough time to our family. And what I, and I'm not saying it's the right or wrong, is I didn't have leisure pursuits. When my children were small, I just did work, and then I spent time with my family. And what I tried to do was make sure that I had quality time with my children in the afternoon, and up until they had dinner and went to bed, and then I might turn again to do some more work that they. But really about managing to make sure they're needed, to make sure that you're accessible when they need. But we can be fortunate and maybe and just be balancing between your family and your work. But it is difficult. Everyone's on the razor's edge, and you just need the children to get sick or your children to get sick, and then you've got a crisis. But we get through it. We all get through it, and we all face it. It is a struggle. Great. Well, thank you so much, and I hope your boot camp goes really well, and I wish you all happy International Women's Day, and have a great boot camp, and thanks for having me join you.
Happy Women's Day to you too, Dr. Jane. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.